Hey, James Conrad again. Mob Wives, episode 2, The Drunken Monkey Business. Okay, first I want to say thank you for everyone who even watched my blog last week with episode 1. Anyway, thanks so much. I appreciate it and really made my day. Okay, let's get into it. Karen over there sitting inside the studio, probably Storm's studio, and Renee walks up. First, I just wanted everyone to watch out for the outfits and the wardrobes this episode because I feel like they really stepped it up since last episode. Wasn't gonna say anything, but it was a little bland, even for you ladies. But you guys stepped up the game and you're hot as usual. And there we go. So anyways, Renee walks in and they start talking about that rooftop party where Natalie threw a bitch fit and ran off and Karen was there and it was just a whole bunch of shit going on. Anyway, so they're talking about how Natalie's a liar and how she starts so much shit. And Karen comes and calls her a cop caller. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have had the cops called on you. But once that word is released and you have had it, your heart starts to palpitate and you're just not wanting to be around that person. Especially because you might be the reason that they get called again. Anyway. So anyways, that word goes out. I said, if you or anybody else gonna look sideways at Natalie now. Okay, now then they talk about how Storm went and saw London in the nightclub and there's conflicting stories. But basically Karen's story is that Storm went over there and basically told London to check his girl. Because she was having a social media riot apparently, just calling out Karen and her family. You're not supposed to call out the family, as you'll keep seeing in this episode. It's just disrespectful. Okay, then we fast forward to Natalie and London on a yacht having breakfast or brunch or something. I don't know whose yacht it was, and I'm not really sure I wasn't even paying attention to what they were eating. But anyway, so Natalie's going on about how she hates Karen and Karen's a rat and just talking about her family. And London is like, calm down. I was like, don't. Hey, did any of you guys? Okay, this is so off subject, but did any of you guys know that Natalie's name has the word lie in it? I think we all know where this is going. Anyway, I just want to know if anybody else thought that. So then we go fast forward again to Renee and Drita have this sit down. So Renee come in dramatic as fuck as usual and sit down, talking about she never run from a fight. And she just gonna sit there and they gonna talk about it. Then they saw Drita driving along the New York countryside, doing her thing. And she come and sit down and get right to it. Pop off in Renee's face talking about, if you call me a rat, I'm going to break your fucking head open or something on that order. Renee, of course, was like, what the hell? Because, apparently she doesn't want her head busted open, which is good. Now, Renee makes some interesting points talking about Natalie's new to the group, which should be a red flag to anybody. And that, how are you going to go against somebody, like 20-something years for something that, this girl is just saying? Like, does anybody know where she goes to school? Does anybody know her last name, really, besides what they show us on TV? Who are her friends? All kinds of interesting questions. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, so that puts it into Drita's head, like, maybe Renee is not the culprit. Maybe I have to bash Natalie head instead. So I think they, go and have a sit down. Then we fast forward to Drita's shop, which is like really good. And Karen come in, I think for the first time, and Angie's there. And they, of course, talking about Angie's Drunken Monkey 7th anniversary and how she invited everybody but Renee. Now let's remember that Storm and Natalie boyfriend London from Natalie version have exchanged words, and from Karen version have handled it. So, not really sure which one to believe. But at that moment in the show. So then we stand there, we listening to him, and Karen, can I just say, I love the way you explain a story from start to finish. You're just very fucking thorough. You just say what it is, and that's that. And I just, I love you. I'm glad that you took a break and then came back because the anticipation was needed. And you just bring such a different life to these mob wives. I forgot. I love the way you tell the story, though. I love the way that you start from the beginning and then just end it, and it's just plain and simple. I wish more fucking people were like that. Okay, so let's see. What else? Renee talks to Karen. Now, here's another thing. Karen's in like every scene, which I think is good. Get that money, girl. Get it. Because now we're going to fast forward to Renee calling Karen to talk about advice with AJ. AJ got like a suspended license and 6 tickets and all this other, totaled his car, and they're worried he's going to end up like his father. So then the next scene is Natalie and Drita having a sit down. Now, I don't know if you all were peeping out how Natalie was kind of fidgeting. Now, call me crazy, but when somebody's fidgeting like that, it feels like they're jumping through hoops. So Drita, I think, gave her the benefit of the doubt and basically said, okay, at this drunken monkey, anniversary party, I'm going to see the both of you there, and I'm going to see who's lying. And, because she said she's a pretty good judge of character, which I agree. Drita, most of the time, Drita will get hyped, and she will bust you down, but she will also be the voice of reason sometimes. She just got so much going on all the time. So then we fast forward. It was like commercials, and then we fast forward, and it's Renee and AJ. Now, Renee get a call from AJ asking her if she could pick him up from the girl house or whatever. Now, did anybody else see how Renee sit in front of all her jewelry? And I remember seasons ago when she pulled out that little loaf of bread in front of the camera, was like, this is all I have. And even Cam was looking at her like, with this house? You know what I'm saying? Come on, girl. You got more than bread. It was so funny. So, basically, when they tell AJ, we gonna have a conversation. So AJ get in a car, and he's so different, I feel, from last time that we saw him. He seemed a little bit more disrespectful, a little bit more like he doesn't give a fuck. It could possibly be maybe just the stress level he's been through a lot. Maybe he's just rebelling a little bit. Who knows? I hope AJ get better because, that's not the AJ we know. That's not the AJ that we have seen before. We haven't seen it. So then it flipped forward to Karen, and she walking up all sexy. Karen got her body snatched. Karen is doing it. So Karen go into the bar and meet Storm. They're gonna have like their little one-on-one time. And they're chilling, and they talking about the move because Karen's moving to New York, talking about her daughter moving, she's excited. And then they get into the beef with London. So the way that Storm explained it, basically, he says in the end that they exchange numbers. Now, I'm not going to exchange number with any motherfucker that threatens me. So, in order to exchange number, I have to feel somewhat cool with you. So, I don't know. I just believe Karen. I'm sorry, Natalie, but it just seemed like you got to stay on the show. And without Alicia, maybe you finding ways. Because, why did you say that on the rooftop party to Drita and Ange? Why didn't you say that right away? Why did you say that right away in Vegas? Last season, huh? Huh? But you don't have to answer to me. But if you want to, you totally can come and get an interview, Natalie. I'll help you. Okay. Now let's get back to, okay, so then that's talked about. Then we go to Big Ange. The rest of the show is about Big Ange's party. And it's gold. And it's the Drunken Monkey number 7 anniversary. And Neil in the bag. You guys saw Neil? I like Neil. Neil's cool. Okay, now, excuse me, sorry. So Natalie show up, and she's talking with Ange. Ange trying to tell her, stop talking about family. And so Natalie is just continuing to talk about the family. And it's just really lame, because even Ange is like, I know a lot, like, don't talk about family. If you have a problem with that bitch, go to that bitch, and don't talk about everybody else involved with that bitch. If I have a problem with you, I'm not going to send your mom a Christmas card and be like, I have a problem with this bitch. Most recently I saw this on Bad Girls Club Redemption during Family Day with the life coach. When Okay, Danny's parents came and Julie walked on over and talked to her parents. It's like, we're not talking. I don't know. Maybe we'll get together. And I like Julie and Danny little friendship, but that was wrong, Julie. Because how you not even gonna talk with Danny but go to her parents? What, they gonna save you from Danny? Come on, everybody saw Danny need her sister. Goodness. Anyway, that was a good episode too. I'm gonna do the review of the Bad Girls Club reunion because it's about Tanisha. You know I love Tanisha. And all those girls, I just have a little something to say. And finally, it's going to be some fights. Sorry. Let's get back to Mob Wives. Okay, so the party here. We already saw Natalie came. Then here comes Drita. Now, Drita looking so fly in her red jumpsuit. I was just like, go ahead, Drita. She did not bring Lee. That's all right. I was like, we never really see Lee. Lee on the phone. That's okay. So basically, Anne's trying to separate it, and Drita is like right there on Angela's side. Angela and Drita can have a show on their own, a spinoff. I would love to watch that. Anyway, so Natalie is sitting there talking about the family, and Ange and Drita are trying to tell her, like, calm the hell down, just talk with Karen, you know, maybe you guys could squash this. Like, it just seemed like so confusing because it's conflicting stories. It's like, whatever. So then Karen and Storm come, right? Oh, I forgot Natalie there with London. Okay. So then Karen and Storm come. Here they come. And they walk in and walk right on over to the group. And who in the group but everybody. Now, Karen say hello to everybody except for Natalie, of course. And Natalie just stand there with like a little bit smile on her face. Of course. Anyway, so Natalie skedaddle away, which we already saw last episode at the rooftop party. It seems like every time Karen comes around, she skedoodle off. Now, I do think that she thinks about this later on after the commercial, because you should see what she does. Okay, so then she skedaddle off. Now, Karen over there talking with Storm, they up against the bar, just having a good time, looking sexy. And who come over but London? And they have the theme music, like the dun dun dun. Here come London. What's gonna fucking happen? But he come over and say, welcome back, Karen. And Karen respectful. And then he say hi to Storm. And they shake hands and everything. Now, Natalie come over in the middle and looking just pissed as fuck and not saying a word. Now, she eventually tied London away. And what the fuck are you doing, London? They walk outside. What the fuck are you doing, London? And London basically saying he don't agree with what Natalie is doing and how she acting. And I think he looking over at Storm like, that's a big motherfucker. Like, I dressed too fly for this shit. I'm not trying to get my ass beat tonight. I'm not trying to get my clothes ripped and no scratches. You know, so I think London is being smart. I was like, so Natalie, like, don't give a fuck. She's trying to. Now, here come Ange and Drita out the drunken mucking looking just like they have been partying. I love to party with you ladies. If I can save up my flight ticket, I'm going over there. You guys probably won't be there, but I'm still going. Anyway, I was like, so we're going to sit there and, well, not we, but they're going to sit there and talk now. Because here comes Ange and here comes Drita. And Natalie over there talk about, fuck this, whatever, talking like their opinion. What do you think about this? Now, Linda's like, fuck this, and goes inside. Now, Karen and Storm still inside, and Karen's like, I came here to be with my girls, so she said, I'm going outside or whatever, go find them. Storm says he's going to come with her, and I like this. She's like, no, you stay here, babe, you know, like, you stay here. In other words, she knew what the fuck was going to go down. She walked outside and just put her hands on her hip, like she is ready for this. Now, here come Natalie. She's like, how the fuck can you know what I'm saying, let your boyfriend jerk me off in front of my boyfriend, saying that, like, how am I going to talk about somebody I don't know? Now, that in itself, Natalie, you're talking about somebody that you don't know. You don't have a right to be mad that somebody call you out on that. Girl, what is it? Bye. I'm just playing. Anyway, so then she walk up, and then Karen's basically like, bitch, you're not going to talk to me like that. I don't let people talk to me. And then Natalie's going to be like, who the fuck are you? That's Karen. You don't know who Karen is? Anyway, so she's like, I'm Karen, bitch, who are you? And Natalie gonna say, Natalie, if I was Karen in that moment and I really had the cameras on me and I was heated, right there, right in Natalie, right in there. Don't fucking address me like I addressed you, bitch. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm rowdy. I may not look like much, but I'm really wiry. Anyway, well, apparently Natalie is too, but I don't think she's gonna take Karen. Anyway, so I end up pushing, and then they fast forward to the next episode when they are gonna eventually fight. You know, it takes 3 episodes to get the one fight sometimes. And now, it's not all about the fights, but this is disrespect amongst the biggest thing. You're not supposed to talk about people's family. And don't start Twitter wars, especially if it's not true. Anyway, did I forget anything, guys? That's it. Oh my god, thank you so much for watching. I hope I was interesting. Anyway, subscribe if you like. Follow me at Prince J. Conrad on Instagram and Twitter. And I will see you guys next time. I love you. Have a nice night and be nice to others. I think that's it. Okay, bye.